And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast. This is a kind of lit Saint, a little bit lit Saint. Nothing too crazy. Just sipping on. I might like maybe once or twice a month. I'll sip on a little something, a little cognac there. Um, Not the good stuff either. To be honest with you, not the X. So I'm gonna have to go and get me a. I ran out of the good stuff, so I'm gonna have to go get another one. Since I'm not indulging as much, I can afford to splurge a little bit on the good stuff. But I'm here to tell you, man, the tariffs are hurting. The tariffs, it's a tariff on this stuff, man. Um, and so so it is what it is. Hope you guys are good. I hope you had a good Friday. I hope you're gonna have a great weekend. I was on earlier and we were talking about some red pill stuff, man. Shout out to the medium man. We were talking about his red pill breakdown, which again, I think is the best red pill breakdown in these YouTube trenches. If you haven't seen it, just check out the video that I did today. Go down to the description and hit the link and go check him out. The medium man, great content creator, man. He's doing good stuff, man. Fellow paratrooper, man. He's Air Force doing his thing. But I was gonna come and talk about some more like relationship red pill stuff, but I saw this video by Brandon Carter, man, and I wanted to talk about the everything bubble in America, what's going on with finances and the economy. Basically, I want to talk about the shape of things to come, bro. And just think of that Audio Slave song, man, the shape of things to come. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. So if you guys don't know who Brandon Carter is, man, you should definitely check him out. All of his like his links are in the description below. We're about to watch one of his videos. Brandon Carter is a self-made man who came from very, very modest means. He came from the hood, right? Grew up in Chicago, and he's just been moving around just trying to make it. And this is an example of a brother who pulled himself up by the bootstraps. I mean, he's a 7-figure guy now. And he did that through hard work, and he made his money in the fitness world. When you see him, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you can't do nothing but respect that brother. Shout out Don DeMarco to him. Don DeMarco. So Brandon Carter really tries to help folks. He doesn't have to. He's doing well, man. He's doing extremely well. Stellar. He won. He won the game, and he's trying to pull as many people up with him as possible. He's been talking a lot about AI, which everyone should be talking about AI. Everyone should be talking about it. It's the way of the future, bro. It's the way of the future. Like, I utilized ChatGPT not just because of Brandon Carter, but everyone's talking about it. I finally started using it. Eye opener. And now with Claude, I'm kind of getting into that. A little more hands-on, a little more detail, but a little more work up front, but the back end is amazing. And if you're not in that world, if you guys aren't doing that, if you're not getting up to speed on AI, it's gonna be rough for you, man. Moving forward. We got brother Donald J. DeMarco in the building, man. What's happening, fam? Good to see you. And yeah, man, B Carter is cool, man. Real dude. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person yet. I've interacted via YouTube and these, social media streets, but I haven't had the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, shake the brother's hand, break bread. And that will happen. That will happen this year. I'm gonna be in Miami more and more this year. So it'll definitely happen. And hey man, if it really works out, I would love to do an event and have him as a keynote speaker. Cause this is someone, I mean, I'm older than he is, but I look at what this brother did, how he got here, knowing where he came from, how he started. Like, bro, most people don't understand how difficult it is to make it to this level. It is crazy. And people say you could be lucky, you could be this, you could be that. Man, it takes a whole lot of hard work. And even if you work hard, keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, you still aren't guaranteed success. So shout out to him for making it. Um, like, bro. So he's been talking a lot about AI and the effect that AI is going to have on our society. One of the things, because his focus is on that. He wants to show and encourage as many people as possible to get involved and try to take advantage of this, man. Because honestly, what's going on now, this shift to AI, this thing is like the Industrial Revolution, bro. Like, this is how big AI is to our world. It is a fundamental change, and a lot of people are going to get left behind. So, if you want to have a stake in this new game, you're going to have to get gamed up, right? So we're going to watch this video. And then we're going to watch a video by EconoFin. You guys know I love watching EconoFin, talking about what's going on in the housing market, talking about what was going on with Blackstone and their real estate investment, what's going on with politically, has some charts and numbers. And then we're going to watch this video by this sister, Ashley Pickens. And she's talking about what's going on the ground right now and what she does. If you lose a house to foreclosure and the bank takes it back and then they auction the house off, she's the person who conducts the auctions. So her information is incredibly important, especially for those folks who say, man, you be watching them stuff, people watching the stuff on YouTube. People don't know what they're talking about. True, it's a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about on YouTube and Instagram and, Facebook and whatever. But there are people who are just kind of putting forth information, just kind of putting it out there. And it's like, hey, keep your eye on this. Because you can't count on the mainstream media to report on everything that can affect you. The mainstream media is too busy doing whatever they're doing. Like, you have to kind of look for stuff. And this technology allows us to look for stuff. So even if you're talking about, some YouTuber who has millions of subscribers and don't know nothing, like that one guy who used to be a magician in Vegas. Now he's supposed to be like a real estate guru or finance guru. He doesn't know what he's talking about, right? But he might stumble onto something that you can then go and follow up. Like, well, you can go do your digging, right? Even if you're digging and just grabbing your phone and talking to, your AI on your phone, or actually going to Chat GPT or Cloud or whatever and pulling up the information and just start doing some research, right? So let's get into it. We got Brother Dino Dinosaur in the building. What's good, fam? Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, every now and then, how I do it. Every now and then I'll shave it up. I was thinking about doing something tonight, but then my daughter decided to stay home. So it was like, cool. If my daughter's here, I'm here. I'm not trying to go out nowhere. I'm not trying to network. I'm not trying to get out there in them streets, in them trenches if my daughter's home. It's like, unless I'm doing something like a paid event or something like that, either doing comedy or, speaking somewhere, doing, a workshop or something. If I'm not going to get money and my daughter's home, I'm staying home. I'm not going to just go out and network and do whatever. So I appreciate that though, bro. Yeah, shaved it up a little bit. Like, did you hear that they shot down another drone with a laser without communication? Yeah, like the U.S. military. I did see something on that. I didn't follow up on it, but it's like it says the U.S. military shot down a Custom and Border Patrol drone. I saw that. I didn't follow up on it. And there was another story that I want to follow up on a few days ago. Looks like a plane, an American Airlines, plane coming out of Colombia was fired on and had a bunch of bullet holes in it, and it landed, I think, in Miami or something. So someone sent me that story, and it blew my mind. And mainstream media didn't even cover that. Like, an American Airlines like passenger jet was fired on, departing from, Colombia. All right, Brother Penny's in the building. What's happening, fam? Yes, please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Like, we're doing our thing. For the longest, guys, I wasn't posting any shorts. But if you've been following the channel, you can see I've been posting shorts like crazy. StreamYard offers an AI that does shorts for you. So I kind of jumped on that, and I just want to get our numbers up. I look at the overall numbers of this page. We're like under 500,000 total for the life of this page. We've been, for this channel, been doing this for 4 years. And I'm looking at the numbers like, well, man, I can't seem to get no traction. YouTube wants shorts. So you make shorts, and then the algorithm will push those shorts. So I have shorts out there with like, a couple thousand views and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. I think just making up, I haven't done the math, but I think the average view count for any short that I put out there is probably like 150, maybe more. And here's the thing, as far as monetization, goes, shorts are counted different for monetization, but as far as view count, it's one for one view count wise. So I'm like, let's get that view count up. You know, I should be like in the millions. Let's get the view count up because we're consistent over here. We consistently do it. So it is what it is. He's like, yeah, the streets are for tomorrow night. Yeah, my daughter might be home for the weekend, but if she does decide to go to her mom tomorrow, there are some people I want to see. And then Thursday, this coming Thursday, I'm gonna be doing some stand-up. I'm gonna go down to the Funny Bone in Ybor City and just do their open mic. I haven't been on stage in a minute, and there's some material I've been dying to try. So I'm gonna go down there Thursday no matter what, even though my daughter will be home. It's a school night, but I'm gonna go do the open mic and I'll get down there and do it and come back. So that's planned. That's gonna happen. But yeah, man, tonight, and I'm older too, man. I'm just like, I go out to network because I need to network for what we're doing, trying to sell those ebooks, trying to do some other things. Like I'm doing some things in aviation. I'm working on stuff for the VA. Like I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like I need to get out there and network. Um, but anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's get into what I really want you guys to see. And that's this video here. This is Brandon Carter, man. This is where Brandon Carter lives. He lives in Miami. He's like Bayside, just walking distance from Brickell. He's like right across from the arena where they play basketball. It used to be the American Airlines Arena. I don't know what it's called now. That's a great area, by the way, where he lives. And I know the building he's in. I've been in that building before when I was living in Miami. Look, thinking about maybe buying, bro. This like to have the elevator open up, and it's just like you and your neighbor. That's it on that floor. Like the elevator opens up right there. And in his building, they have some units where the elevator opens up into the unit itself. Crazy nice. So but yeah, he does these talks in the morning. He does, he jumps on, he does a live once a week, at least once a week. But man, he's making some great points. And any of you young guys out here, old guys, anybody who happens to see this video, pay attention to what he's talking about because he's spitting nothing but facts. And this is definitely food for thought, guys. So let's check this out. This is Brandon Carter. Here we go.
When I was little, my mom worked for a 40. So when I was the person you would call to book a flight, because we didn't have the internet wasn't ubiquitous back then. And people booked their flights by calling, right? If you wanted to fly somewhere, you called the airline, bought a ticket. And that was her. The company kept laying off more people in her positions until we got to the point where they laid her off as well. And she basically just was able to take an early retirement. So she had a safe. You could
And I'm sorry, guys. I can see we're having some technical difficulties here. Uh, I hate when this happens, man. I gotta find Viking. I gotta find uh Viking Paradigm, man, because he knows how to fix this. He knows how to redo the hard drive of the computer and make it work because it's freezing like crazy. And I only have like the StreamYard window up, and then I have the window for Brandon up. I'm gonna see if I can back it up and start over. I couldn't hear anything either. I was kind of checking it's freezing up and everything, but now it seems to be moving pretty good. So let me see if I can will allow me to, yeah, it's letting me switch up. So I'm gonna try it again, guys. I backed it up. I'm about to start over. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it. I appreciate the input. I'm about to start over. Hopefully. Yeah, bro. You know, my daughter just got a new gaming system, and I think that's why she wanted to stay home. I think she's probably running her system. This is a new thing. This is a new thing. So she didn't have this a month ago. So, man, it sucks, man, because I really want you guys to hear what he has to say. And he's talking about how AI has changed. Hold on one second. I think I hear my daughter. He's talking about Donald J. Marco. It's like change the Wi-Fi password on her. I think what I'm gonna have to do is just start scheduling times when we go on because you guys know normally I don't go on this late, not as a regular. I was thinking about making that a thing, like I would just go on late. And again, she's not normally here. Normally she's, it's the transition day, but kids do what they want to do, and they're gonna tend to stay where the technology is, and they're gonna stay where it's nice and calm. Right. Her mom just had a new baby. There's a newborn over there, and there's a toddler over there, and there's a lot going on. So so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But man, this sucks, man, because he's really he's he told the story of how his mom basically got downsized as technology changed to work. The airlines and the computers came online, you know, the internet became a thing. You didn't need, folks to handle the phone lines anymore. You didn't need as many customer care associates on the phone. And then there was the outsourcing. You guys know outsourcing to India, outsourcing to Pakistan or to the Philippines or wherever. That was going on too. So his mom, they're like, she got caught up in that downsizing, but she was able to just take an early retirement. Cool. Plus Brandon was doing this thing. So I'm pretty sure he was able to supplement for maybe not right away, but as he was becoming more and more successful and working harder. So so yeah, so that's what it is. And like my daughter's definitely trying to game. Hold on one second. Put this. Pretty sure she's back there playing Minecraft or whatever the kids are playing these days. And then all of her friends are on there. You know how kids play today, like all of them are playing the same game. So she's probably getting a lagging, but he's Brandon Carter was talking about how his mom got downsized, took an early retirement, and then he transitioned to what's going on right now. Big CEO guy just decided that they discovered they can use AI to do whatever their company is doing, and they were able to fire 40% of their labor, right? 40% of their staff, their employees, they fired them. Imagine that, cutting 40% of your labor costs, man. You know what I mean? 40% of your labor costs. and and the market reacted favorably. Like the stock went up. So we're gonna try to put this on again. What's up, brother Coke? Yes, sir. This is a somewhat lit Saint episode. Not wild with it. This is a somewhat lit Saint. But so we're gonna struggle through this, guys. Please, please, please make sure you take some time to watch this video because it's glitching here. But make sure you watch the video. And we're using hard wires, using cables for the connection. And then we even and brother Dino Dinosaur, we bought the upgraded package, man. We got a bigger router and all sorts of stuff. So I'm actually gonna have to go and talk to the provider. Like, hey man, what's really going on? You know what I mean? So shout out to you, brother, brother Copes in the building. Hey man, I was ready to answer your questions about you had some dating questions for me. And I was ready, but you couldn't make the episode. But I'm still here for you, bro. You got any questions, just let me know. Yeah, semi-lit Saint for sure. So let's see if we can catch up with brother Brandon and see what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah. And he's dropping knowledge. I'm looking at my stream on my phone, right? So I kind of use my phone to see what's going out there. And I can definitely see the lag. Brother Pitney, right? I'm gonna have to start downloading this and doing what you said. I'm gonna have to do that. And this is why we do it, man. We do it live, and we learn as we go. And we're gonna continue. And like I said before, 2026 is the year I'm making a real big push um to make this happen, bro. The real big push. I want to see how far we can go. I want to see the kind of reach we can kind of, get with this message. Brother Cope said, yeah, he got he got to a little bit of drama. Hey man, I'm still here for you though, fam. Um, I'm still here for you. Man, it sucks. It slows down when you play the video. It's funny because again, it's because my daughter's doing her thing probably. And I can scream at her and ask her. Matter of fact, I might do that. Hold on one second. I'm gonna scream at my daughter. And she's in her room. She's got her door closed and probably got her headphones on, so she's not gonna hear me. We're just gonna struggle through it. But I know it's glitching, but can you guys hear it at all when we're playing it? Can you guys hear what Brandon Carter is saying? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that software you're talking about, brother. It shows what's running in the background. But it's definitely it's my little girl, man. It's she's doing her thing, and I'm not gonna make her stop. Like she's doing her thing though. Um, but I didn't think to download the videos. I'll just do that. No sound. Uh-oh. I'm all jacked up, and everyone's here. No sound from Carter. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll just drop it. We're not gonna be able to watch these videos, bro. I'll just drop it all the way out. And what I'll do is we'll just talk about we'll just talk about what he was talking about. Like, all three of the videos you guys really should just check out, man. Watch the videos. What he's talking about with AI and what he's talking about with what's going on in on Wall Street is every business out there that will use AI to augment their workforce. They will continue to cut and cut and cut. Simple as that. That's just how business works. Right? That's just how it works. They're going to cut. And if you're not valuable, right? If you're not important enough for them to keep, they're gonna let you go. And there's so many people who are like, well, I'm in middle management, I'm like, upper tier management. Bro, they'll get rid of your whole department and get rid of you, especially if AI can do it, unless you're the guy who knows how to use the AI. If you can implement the AI, if you have done the work, figured it out, and you can do it, then they're gonna keep you. But you'll lose your whole team. But with, you look at with Claude, the stuff that thing does, you don't need a team. You don't need a team if you know how to properly implement your AI. So why wouldn't they do it? And Brandon Carter was also talking about a guy. There's a guy out there somewhere, and I forget the guy's name. But this dude was so good at implementation and utilizing AI to come in and do upgrades and help these companies. They paid this man $1 billion. $1 billion bucks. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, they paid him $1 billion. That's just kind of unheard of. But it just shows you how you can come up in this thing. Okay. Let me go back. Cause I just dumped the whole stream because I was thinking, let me go back. Let me pull up. I'll probably start glitching as I'm typing. But I will drop this in here. And I appreciate you, bro. But I just decided, I was like, oh, I'll just drop it and just talk to you guys. But here's the video. Sharon, I just should have downloaded this, man. Now I know. Now I'm just going to have to do a little bit more work before I get started. Do some practicing. I'm going to do some practicing. And there's the video right there. I just dropped it in the chat. Do some practicing and we're going to figure this out because this is some really good information here. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you, Brother Pitt. Thank you so much. This is some really good information, what Brandon Carter is talking about. And then the other two videos, which are in the description, guys, the EchoFin video especially. The EchoFin video starts to talk about what's going on in the real estate market and how it's affecting Wall Street and what's going on politically. Like, man, these are, God dog it. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to shift gears and talk about something else, but I'm going to download all those videos. And then I'm going to redo this. I mean, that's because I really want you guys to see and hear what's going on. Ashley Pickens, like this is the woman who gets paid to do these auctions of these homes that have been foreclosed. And she's talking about how much business she's getting. They can't keep up. And she's also talking about the top 5 states and the number of foreclosures that were like last month. She does every month. She does the foreclosure numbers. It's like the perfect storm is coming. It's the perfect, like I said, this is the outer bands of that storm. It's here. It's here. So you have AI that's encouraging and pushing corporations to lay folks off. We already see that, right? And I think everyone who follows this sort of thing, like, the headline numbers came out with, they put the numbers out last month saying that January, there was 170,000 jobs. I think it's something like that. We created, I forget the exact number. It was 140,000 jobs. And then everyone looked at the headline number and all of the business people were like, yeah, that can't be right. We know that that number is going to get downwardly revised. It's probably a negative number. So now Wall Street is kind of sitting back like these are numbers they used to trust and use these numbers to push the business. But now they're like, we got to find our own numbers somewhere else, uncertainty. You got the thing going on with Trump and the tariffs. You know, you got Trump and the tariffs out there, right? And the Supreme Court ruled on that. Uncertainty now, because the Supreme Court says now that's illegal, can't do it. Uncertainty. And that's the one thing Wall Street doesn't like, man. They don't like uncertainty. And ever since that's been going on, the numbers have been crazy in the market. You're seeing the swings in Bitcoin. You're seeing the swings in gold. You're seeing the swings in the S&P, right? So the NASDAQ, everything, like just Wall Street in general is like, yo, they're taking these, what's going on? High volatility, right? AI. You look at what's going on in real estate. I'm here in Florida. I'm here to tell y'all, man, here in Florida, it's crazy. The real estate market, definitely a correction. Definitely a correction. It's on the way right now. Right. So the further you get away from Tampa, because like you get out into the suburbs, they're getting hit the hardest right now. People are sitting around, those people who can buy, man, they're sitting back like, yo, we can get anything. They want buyers so bad. Like they're people who are selling, sellers are dropping their prices $100,000 plus on the ask, man. It's insane, right? That's going on right now. Like when you look at the rental market here in Florida, especially Tampa, the rental market is starting to go down. It leveled off a couple of years ago. Wasn't like crazy, but it's starting to go down. Now, the rental market isn't nowhere near where it was prior to the pandemic. Nowhere near. And I doubt if it ever gets that low again. I mean, you could be in a really nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath for under $1,000 back then here in Central Florida, the Tampa area. I don't think it'll get that low again, but it'll get low. I think the average rent in Tampa proper is somewhere around $2,000 a month. I could see it going down to maybe $1,500, $1,200 for that unit, maybe. But I see it going like sub 1,000. I don't know. Appreciate you, fam. I don't know. We're definitely gonna try it. Hilarious. Like one of his favorite escorts from Tampa. Boy, you got problems. I ain't mad at you though. Tampa's cool. But you see it, right? You see the market changing in real time. A lot of people got affected with Doge here in the Tampa area. A lot of military down here. A lot of contract work going on down here. A lot of people got affected. A lot of remote workers were here. A lot of people got affected. So you have folks who just, been in these homes and everybody keeps talking about, well, the interest rates are going to come down. So like the price is going to come down. It doesn't mean anything if you lost your job. If you can't afford your job, who cares about what happened with the market? And right now, Florida is, if I'm not mistaken, Florida is the leader in foreclosures in America right now. Florida, state of Florida. And I think Tampa's in like the top 5. Like Tampa, Lakeland, Sarasota, Palm Beach. There's another one, like number 1 is like down on the East Coast, south of us on the East Coast. I forget the name of it. It's just one of those areas you never heard of, just full of retirees. They're suffering big time. Right? So this is all going on. Like, this is all going on right now. We got Miss AKA lady in the building. Now she can tell you about sis always knows what's up with the rates. And you look at the rates right now, I want to say the rates around 6.1, somewhere there, 6.6. It's like 6%, somewhere in there. But a lot of folks we don't care about the rate. Cash buyers are just cleaning up right now. Investors are cleaning up right now. So much so that the current administration and the politicians in general, they want to limit the amount of homes that investors can buy, like Wall Street investors can buy. I think the number is somewhere around 30 or something like that. So if it's less than 30, they're going to leave you alone. But it's more than that, they're going to come after you. And that's in the Econofin video. Like, there you go. I'm gonna pull this up. Thank you, bro. Let me how can I get to it? Hold on. Let me go here. I'll be able to pull it up here. Appreciate that, brother Penny. Thank you so much, man. Let's see if we can get in there. I'm just waiting for the chat to pull up. And there it is. Bam. Loading. Oh man, it says I need access. Maybe if I just hit viewer. It sent a request. I don't know if it sent it to you. Yeah, definitely. Chat's coming through in the clutch. we got real G's in here. It says my access is denied on the Google Drive. It said a request was sent for approval. I don't know if that request is going to come to you, fam, but I'm gonna sit here and wait. Sit here and wait. And I appreciate you, man. Just looking out for us, man. Taking care of us on the fly. And then, commercial investment on the what are the numbers? Commercial investment 6.83. Company occupied is closer to 6.3-ish. However, insurance companies have entered the commercial lending market. Wow, shorting the game. Wow, aggravating the rate. Man, that's crazy. Because the biggest problem down here in Florida is insurance, right? That's the biggest problem is insurance. Get rid of this one. The biggest problem in the game right now is insurance, and they're out here trying to short their losses. That's crazy. Like that's crazy. And it's loading, bro. Oh, fire! It's fire. I mean, let's do this, man. Let's get back to Brandon Carter, man. Hey, Don DeMarco, brother Pitney, coming through, man. Thank you, bro. Don DeMarco. Let's see if I can't pull this up and share this screen so we can see what it looks like. Looks like I'm frozen. I'm looking over it. I'm looking over at the screen like, oh, it looks like I'm frozen. Let's see what it does. And then, guys, let me know if you can hear or if you can't hear. Let me know. So here we go.
When I was little, or the internet came out, I'm old, I'm 42. So when I was a little kid, like 80s and 90s, my mom was the person you would call to book a flight because we didn't have the internet. The internet wasn't ubiquitous back then. When I was little, and people booked their flights by calling, right? If you wanted to fly somewhere, you called the airline, bought a ticket. And that was her job. As the internet progressed, until we got to the point where they laid her off as well. And she basically just was able to take an early retirement. So she had a safe landing. And now there's still people, you can still call the airline, but you know how difficult it is to get in touch with the airline now. If you try to call them, they're going to really go out of their way to get you to talk to a robot. And it's been like that for a long time. But if you go through the menu, if you navigate through the gauntlet that is the menu, wire. Held on to the old ways, but the companies that held on to the old ways aren't in business. Right. Jack Dorsey, he owns another huge $1 billion company called Block, and they laid off 40 over 40% of their.
Yeah, y'all can see out. This is what happens when you get an old school Gen X trying to, what I'm saying, figure it out. But I'm gonna get up to speed. I think you guys were able to hear that. Once I went to show Miss AKA Lady's chat, that's when the problems began. So I'm not gonna highlight any more chats until we're done with the video. So if you do, like, it's showing, it's scrolling up, guys. So yeah, it looks like we're good. Brandon Carr is about to get into a real good point here. This part that's coming up, he's really about to get into a really good part. Yeah, ubiquitous. And let me know, guys, if something happens, if you get kicked out or you can't hear, let me know. I keep checking. I keep going over to my phone and making sure that. Let's get back to the video. Oh, it's not the chats. It's the bandwidth, everything. Yeah. Best to just download. Yeah, I'm gonna have to download this, but let's just try to struggle through it. Download button at the bottom left. Oh yeah. And what I'll do is because I mean now I gotta prep for it. Because if I try to do it now, my mind is all kind of messed up. I'll blow something. Next thing you know, the whole thing will be off. And we're streaming on Facebook too. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. It's like I put more stress on the system. It's only like the second or third time I've actually went ahead and streamed to Facebook. But I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get through it. Actually, let's just get through because I see the download button.
Because we're having financial issues. In fact, we're doing great. He said it's because AI has got to the point where they just don't need as many people to get the same results. And then right when Jack announced that, their stock price went up over 20%. To put that in context, the S&P 500 averages 10% increase per year. Block did double that in a day just by laying off half its workforce and replacing it with AI. What does that mean? The writing's on the wall. I've been trying to tell people this for a long time. If you've been watching my content over the last year, I've been telling you, man, this AI wave is coming and it's going to hit a lot of people hard. Pause. And it's going to be difficult. And for a lot of people, because I really believe that companies are going to mimic this.
Yes.
They're actively trying to do it now. The technology keeps getting better and better and better and better every year, almost every month. And this is only going to happen more. And I believe in the next, I don't know, man, we might have a year. Some people say year, some people say 2 years, some people say 6 months. Nobody really knows, but there's going to be way more companies doing this. Way more people going to get laid off. And it's going to present challenges and opportunities.
I just want to pause him right there. He's right. Every company is going to mimic this. If you can shave off 40% of your labor costs and increase your productivity at the same time, why wouldn't you do it? This is going to happen. But this is happening at the same time we're going into this correction in the real estate market. This could be brutal. Like, this could be real brutal. People losing their jobs. Imagine you're working for a corporation. You've been with this corporation 15, 20 years. You're making six figures. Let's say you're making $150,000, $175,000 a year, and bam, you just got downsized because AI can not only do your job, but do the job of the entire floor. So all they need are 3 people to run and implement the new AI systems and just maintain the AI systems, and everyone else is gone. Everyone else is gone. Why wouldn't they do that? It is going to happen. So what happens? You're making $175,000 on Monday. Now you're making nothing. No one's going to hire you. You don't have a skill set that's in need. In fact, you and a whole bunch of other people wearing suits going out here trying to find headhunters and look for another job. Those jobs don't exist. AI took them all. What are you going to do? DoorDash? What are you going to do? Be a YouTuber? What are you going to do that's going to bring in $175,000 a year plus benefits? What are you going to do? How are you going to pay for your house? How are you going to pay for the mortgages, correction, your mortgage on your first house, maybe the mortgage on your rental home? Because now that rental home income is like the only income you really got coming in there. Maybe your wife is making soap or something. All right, cool. But how are you going to pay all these bills? How are you going to, pay the insurance on these cars? You got a nice car and an SUV. You got credit. Think about all of the credit card debt that's out there. It's like a record number. I think it's something 1 point something trillion dollars in unsecured credit via credit cards right now. And the default rates are up on those. People are losing their cars, like repossession on vehicles are way up right now. So you see what I mean when I say this is the outer bands hidden? This is the outer bands, man. And Donald J. Marco's right. They're not going to be able to pay because they're getting downsized too. Right? They're getting downsized too. So now you're trying to work a deal with your renters, trying to get them to stay in the unit. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. Just trying to get them to stay in the unit. Keep listening.
So the challenges will be that, man, if you have a job working the screen editor, it's almost like it's the countdown, right? You really need to get your shit in order for when your company decides to move in that direction. I mean, they probably already decided. They're just working on the implementation right now. And that's going to lead to just a lot of unemployment, and it's going to be difficult for the economy. It's going to be scary times. I've lived through a recession before. I know what it's like. I've seen 10% unemployment. I saw how bad that was in 08. And we can see something like that or worse. Because everybody who works behind a computer is susceptible to this. Now, there's still going to be some jobs. Like, for example, there's people working on these huge ships over here. These yachts outside of my crib. And then there's also a big, I don't know if you can see it, it's a cruise ship over there, right here. Like that cruise ship has a ton of staff. When I go to the Heat games, there's a ton of staff there. There's buildings being built behind me. We still need humans to do that because robotics is not we're pretty far away from AI doing things in the physical world.
Yeah, he's right about that. But how many generations do we have until AI is like Star Wars droids? How long before they're out there just doing everything? Right. And when he pointed to that cruise ship from where he lives, he has the best view ever, man. Because all the cruise ships, they come in there, Port of Miami, they load up and they leave on Fridays and then they come back on Sundays. Man, it's a beautiful thing to watch. When I lived in Brickell, I was on the other side, so I was looking at the Brickell River. I was over a drawbridge. Like the drawbridge would go up and down, man. We just sit there and watch the boats go by, man. It was just cool. But even like the people, man, if Brandon Carter is correct, and I think he is, the system isn't prepared for the losses that are coming. Think about the college kids. I'm sure you guys have read the headlines and seen the videos and watched the news coverage of this. Kids are coming out of school and they can't get work. College educated kids coming out with degrees, they can't get work. Why? because those kids got to get trained up in whatever field they land in, right? So why take the time to train a human and have to pay benefits and sick time and you got to pay them to have babies, which is a great thing, maternity leave and all that. But why do that when we can just get AI and we can just automate? So they don't have a place to land. So we already got that problem. Where are those kids? They're at home, right? And again, they're living with the couple that we were saying are making $175,000 a year. They just got laid off and are all in the house trying to figure out what they're going to do next. How long will their savings last? Not long. Remember, the average American can't handle an unexpected expense of $500 or more without putting it on a credit card, right? They don't have the money. They don't have the savings. So these are the folks that are going to get hit the hardest. And I don't think the system is ready for it. And Wall Street doesn't care. The corporations don't care. So what do? You have to train yourself. You got to get up to speed on this technology and be in that small percentage of folks, that 5 to 12%. I'm just making up numbers here, but whatever that minority number is, who know how to implement and maintain these systems. That's what you need to do.
We've got a long way to go before it's reliable. And so if you work with your hands, you're safer. But the middle class, upper middle class is built on knowledge workers, people who work behind screens, right? Because those people buy houses, they go to restaurants, they go on vacations. Like those are the people who visit these arenas. Those are the people who go on these cruise ships. Those are the people who own these yachts and or charter them. So those companies may struggle too as a result. And that's the scary part. Like what happens when more companies adopt this? Because Block was rewarded for it immediately. The market spoke.
And look at that.
The stock went up 20% in one day. So other companies other CEOs, they have an obligation to raise the stock price for their investors. So they're going to, if they see the play, they're going to do it. So that's the danger. And I'll get into the opportunity in a minute, but that's the danger. And it's something I haven't been able to stop thinking about for the last, 2 years. And I feel like I'm telling everyone who will listen. I'm going out of my way to tell everyone who will listen, man, hey, man, this is happening, guys. This is on the horizon. And you know what it feels like? It feels like in Age of Ultron when Tony was tripping. He felt like, oh, man, there's a threat coming to the world. Something's going to happen. And that's why he had to build Ultron. It went wrong, but that was his plan. Like he couldn't stop thinking about it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, man. I feel like a lot of us are in danger. Okay. And then there's the opportunity. The companies are doing this because they believe what? They're going to make more money as a result of using the AI. So if you can't beat them, join them. If you know how to utilize AI, if you know how to harness the power, then you have a better chance of being on the right side of this. Because, for example, that company still kept some people. And do you think it's the people who don't know how to use AI? If AI replaced 40% of the company, right? AI still needs to be managed and deployed. Do you think the people that got laid off are the people who know how to deploy it? No.
And he has a really good point here, man. One of the movies that I always tell people to watch about this thing is called Margin Call, right? So you have, when you talk about the 2008 housing market crash in America, there's 3 movies you got to watch about that, right? You got to watch Too Big to Fail. And Too Big to Fail was written by the guy who wrote this book right here, who wrote 1929, Andrew Ross Sorkin. Too Big to Fail is an HBO movie. It talks about the housing crash, and it gives it from the perspective of government. What did the United States government do? What did Paulson do? What was Bernanke and those guys doing? And how they forced the banks to get involved with this thing, right? Saving Bear, letting Lehman fail, and then looking at the rest of the banks, like, hey, y'all about to fail too. We're gonna do something about this. AIG just did this horrible thing, right? So that's the first movie you got to watch. Then you got to watch the Big Short. The Big Short showed it from the investor point of view. Like, hedge fund guys and just smaller investors, like, okay, that Michael Burry guy, like, when people just saw that there was a problem, the bank was asleep at the wheel, government oversight wasn't there, and bam, this thing happened. No one saw it coming, and people made billions off of that, right? And then the third movie is Margin Call, which shows it from the banker perspective. What was going on inside the bank, and in Margin Call, it's the story of a bank who figures out that this thing's about to happen. We are overexposed. No one else knows it yet. Let's dump all of this, our problems. Let's dump all this stuff on everybody else because we know it's worthless. But let's get as much money as we can. Let's dump all this stuff, right? And be the first person out the room, so to speak. Right? Watch Margin Call. And when you watch Margin Call, in that movie, there was a guy who was like an MIT rocket scientist, right? The main character was literally a rocket scientist who's working for the banks because the banks were paying so much money, because what they were doing with these derivatives and these tranches and whatever they were doing, it was so complex that you needed a rocket scientist to figure it out. He saw the problem. So when it was all said and done, everyone else pretty much got fired, but they kept that guy. They kept the rocket scientist who understood the systems. And this is what Brandon Carter's talking about. If you understand AI, you can implement AI and you can, maintain the systems. They're going to keep you and pay you more because they got more money to pay you with, right? They just got rid of 40%, 50% of their labor costs. They can afford to pay you a bunch. And Miss AKA lady, I hear you. Hey, AI can't do your job now. Right? They can't do it now. But white collar work is probably going to be, my guess is white collar work is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 95% AI. That's what I think is going to be. G Complex is in the building. What's good, fam? Knowing your craft and knowing how to execute your craft when AI tools allow you to be more valuable. Yeah, man, you got to know that, bro. You got to stay on it. You got to burn that midnight oil. You're like, yep, banks were employing physicists, engineers, and stuff. Crazy. Yeah, because the banks just literally create ways to make money. That's all the banks do. They literally create ways to make money. They're not creating any services. They're not making better widgets. What they're doing is just figuring out how to make money. And when we go back and look at the housing crash, they knew what they were doing was garbage. They knew it wasn't sustainable, but they were making so much money in fees. They kept doing it. We're going to give you a house. We're going to fill out the paperwork. You don't even need, the ninja stuff. No job, no income. Really? We're just going to send the paperwork up, not even filled out. And we're going to get you in that house. And then we're going to sell that loan to the bank within 18 hours and get tons and tons of fees. That is what was going on. What's going on now with AI is just a shift. It's kind of like back in the day. Remember the legend of John Henry, the black man who was like the railway man. He can lay the railroads down. He was, it was a folk legend. He was his lore. And what happened to him? Progress. They made a mechanical railroad machine. And John Henry had to fight the railroad machine. And he couldn't beat he beat the railroad machine, but it cost him everything. And the railroad machine took over. That's AI. AI is the railroad machine. And everyone out there right now is John Henry. Right? So I'm telling you, sis, AI can't do it now, but now's the time for you to get on and find out what's up with AI, like learn everything about it in respect to how it affects your job. So for someone like me, a retired air traffic controller, AI didn't do anything for me. AI can't do what I was doing. That was one of the questions we would get all the time. When is AI going to take over air traffic control? That generation's out. Can AI do it? Yes, absolutely. AI can control the national airspace system. It absolutely can. But it's too expensive right now. It's too expensive because you need the smartest AI. You you need true like singularity and you know what I mean, intelligence to do it. Because it's so crazy. Like the national airspace system, there's parts of it, it's a free for all. A human can sort it all out, but a computer, at least when I was in, a computer couldn't do it. Now, yeah, if you allow AI to study the national airspace system, yes, it'll be able to do it. And if you have AI linked into the air carriers and all the airplanes, it could do it more efficiently. That may happen, but it still costs a lot of money. And America just don't have the money. I mean, we spend what, $1 trillion a year just on the national debt interest. Where are we at? $38 trillion right now. We spend $1 trillion a year just to service the interest on the national debt. That money ain't never being paid. Let's get back to the video.
No, those are the people who are able to stay. And if you're an entrepreneur, learning how to use AI is going to be not beneficial, but a requirement to survive in this new era we're headed into. And when I say know how to use AI, I don't mean just how to ask ChatGPT shit. What I mean is, really knowing, having a firm understanding of prompt engineering, knowing how to get the best out of LLM, right? Knowing how to use image models, video models, AI agents, knowing how especially agents, and knowing how to deploy agents, how to do AI workflow, knowing how to master things at an unprecedented time where the person with little capital and not a lot in a small team or no team can make real big progress, like huge progress. For example, there was a guy, he sat in his room by himself and he coded, and he was reportedly offered $1 billion from OpenAI to join their team. This is one man. One man built something and got $1 billion from it. You understand what I'm saying? He built an AI tool and made $1 billion from it. This is unprecedented. I don't know if there's ever been another example of anything like that. If there has been, let me know. let me in the comments. Is there another example of a team of a one-man team building something and then getting $1 billion for it? This is the opportunity. This is the opportunity. You can build a one-man project or something with a small team and make a lot of money. And if you have your current business, you need to adapt, because the companies that didn't adapt to the internet, they're not here. Blockbuster Videos did not adapt. Netflix took them out.
Facts.
This is going to happen to you if you have a business. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, if AI is not baked into what you do, there's no way you can win.
AI is baked into damn near everything these days, man. AI is baked into almost everything. Right. And I remember that, man, because we were Blockbuster. I'm a Blockbuster baby. I'm a Gen Xer. Blockbuster was our thing. I would go to Blockbuster on nights when I was bored and I didn't really want to go out, and just kind of go in there, maybe rent a movie, maybe buy a few movies. You go to like that bin of used DVDs. It would have, 3 for $1 or 3 for $5. You can get 3 movies for $5. Movies you ain't never heard of, foreign films, whatever. Right, I would get all the crazy martial arts movies. That's when like the Butterfly Sword, Comet Sword, Butterfly with Michelle Yeoh. Then I think Danny, what's his name, was in there. I ain't never heard the movie. It was just, there's like kung fu people. They dress like old school Chinese people, man. Brought that movie home. One of the best kung fu flicks, best martial arts flicks, fantasy I'd ever, man, it was crazy. Look it up if you haven't seen it. Like Butterfly Sword, I think it's the official title, but in America it was called Comet Sword Butterfly. Crazy movie. About it in the bin. 3 for. Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. That was we should go to Blockbuster and hang out, man. Just go and hang out, And I remember the red box outside. I remember when people were mailing the Netflix or whatever it was. And now, because, you know, Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix, I think, and they passed on it. And now Netflix is out here trying to buy Paramount. The deal didn't go through. They almost got it. They almost got it. But it's crazy how opportunity just surfaces. And if you're positioned properly, you have the money to do it, you got the leverage, make it happen. And that's where we are right now. This thing with AI, it's a huge opportunity for a lot of people. Folks don't even realize it. It's a huge opportunity. It's a lot of jobs are going to go away, but there's going to be opportunities for other folks. It's not going to be as many jobs out there either. And the world of just the worker bee, I just want to work for a good company and put in my 30 years and retire and get a pension. Them days might be over unless you're working for government. And then it's going to, what branch of government are you working for? Those things are going to go away. Those things are going to go away. Like, AI is in everything. Just one day, if y'all should really see what Chat GPT can do and Claude and all these different, whatever AI bot you want to use, pay the $20 just for 1 month and just start communicating, just interacting with it. It's scary what it can do. It's just connected to the internet. Everything there is no limit to its knowledge. It has the entire knowledge of our civilization. Just all you got to do is start asking, and then ask again, and then ask again, and just keep asking and changing it until you get what you want. It's insane what it can do, and how the time that saves you to do it. I mean, it's crazy. I had a buddy of mine, comedian. He just to see what would happen. He asked, I think it was Chat GPT. I think that's what he used to write some jokes. He put some information in there, some examples. His ass chat to read, and it pumped out some halfway decent jokes. Now the chat can't get us to do it, but it was a joke. Dusto's in the building. Yeah, I think my daughter just got back on. I think she came off a little bit. So let's just get to the end of this. Let's wrap this up, and then I'm gonna let my daughter play her games with her friends.
What does that mean for us? If you want to start a business, you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have an AI focus going forward, just in order to compete. Also, if you just want to have a job, if you have a firm understanding, a firm grasp of how to use these AI tools, then you'll be in a better position. People like hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars a year to help them run their AI right now. All right. So how do we use it? So, I teach people how to grow their online fitness business. And what I've been teaching my students and High Ticket Trainer is how they can utilize to actually grow their following with AI, right? Because that's how you make money as online training. You grow your following, boom, and then you get leads and make sales, and then you have to train your clients. It's recurring. The business model is recurring. Every time you make a new sale, you give yourself a raise. You don't just make the sale right there. You got to keep making the same sales. No, you give yourself a raise if you can retain that person, the people you have for longer. Okay. And one of the main things is AI is making it so much easier to retain clients. Like the clients are using AI workflow, AI automations to really actually give their clients a better experience, help them in them way longer since we started teaching this. And then from the sales aspect, we showed them how to set up AI automations and AI and use AI tools that can allow them to sell more people without work working more. And there are ways to use like AI content, right? But that's not the main thing. A lot of times when I post that stuff, it's kind of gimmicky, just to get attention, because as a trainer, you kind of want to post yourself, your physique, show that you do it. Come up with ideas a lot easier with AI, because one of the main things people have problems with is coming up with what to post, right? So we have ways to use AI to automate that, help them come up with that to actually edit content quicker and stuff. Now it's
For real.
if you know what you're doing, and all this together, what it results is what we've seen in our is way more followers. And sometimes they are using like AI content, because sometimes post stuff here. Sometimes I post AI stuff here, and some people know something else people don't. But sometimes what happens is I'm posting really me, like it's really me, like people say AI. We're at the point where people go to tell.
And he's right. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I apologize. I truly do. I apologize for all of the glitching and everything. But guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the advice you guys gave me about downloading and what apps to use and what programs to help augment this, and I'm gonna put all that in the Chat GPT and Claude, and just to see what what advice it gives me. Because Chat GPT will break it all the way down. I do workshops in the aviation field, talking to pilots and help pilots to command the radio, so communication with air traffic control and stuff like that. That's huge in that field, right? So that's one of the things that I'm working on. And I took what I was doing. I took my worksheet, and then I took I uploaded that to Chat GPT. I put in a sample of my speech and like what I say, put that in there. I put in a sample of the workshop that I do after the speaking or whatever. And when I tell you the improvements that Chat GPT made on that within 3 minutes, blew my mind. And then my buddy, he's a Hollywood guy, he was like, yeah, Claude's even better. Like, what? And he was like, yeah, remember this script? He's sending me stuff like, yeah. He's like, yeah, bro, Claude. Like, it's crazy how it works. And yeah, since we got it's time to do something. We got a lot of Central Florida up in here, Florida. We're gonna do another show. We almost did one in February. We were gonna do a comedy show in February, but it's coming. And I got some YouTubers are starting to do some stuff in Orlando. Some people are moving out here from the West Coast, setting up shop in Orlando. So like, I'm in talks right now to kind of join their thing, what they're doing. They want me to come on board, and we're in talks now. So you might be seeing me, sis, more than you think. I might be, like I said, real close to your soil. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, I think it came back. I think it came back. Yeah. Yeah, it came back. I'm sorry about all that chopping. I'm gonna use AI to help me figure out the best way to run this particular system I have right here with the equipment that I have right here and the programs that I'm using. And you guys let me know if chat was able to take care of that. Brother Pitney came through in the clutch, man. I appreciate that, bro. And I'm going to be doing that. And I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to do what you said. But what I've learned in Miss AKA lady, yeah, it's worth $20 just to try it for 1 month. Like, they don't lock you into anything long term on these services. You just pay $20 for a month and then stop paying. Stop the payment. Just unsubscribe and then go back to the free version. But the free version, they just kind of giving you a little taste, but you got to use a paid version. Just pay the $20 for 1 month and just run as much as you can through that AI and just see what it does. If there's any veterans out there, you guys know I'm a vet. right? And I began to run my VA disability stuff through there. I would I would cut and paste stuff from the VA website, upload it to Chat GPT. And when I tell you, Chat GPT told me to do what the most experienced VSOs were telling me to do. It was like seamless. And even Chat would go on to say a couple more things. It was able to give you numbers. Everything it gave me was ballpark, like really close ballpark. It just gave you the play. Like, damn. And again, in a couple of minutes, it ran it all the way through. And it would ask you more questions. Like you put in, I had a service related injury. Chat will ask you, okay, what happened? This is what happened. And they would ask for more details. And you put in those details. And then it would begin to generate this thing for you. Here is a step by step. Here are 5 steps that you should take over the next 3 months. And if you take these steps, you will be able to increase your disability by such and such, based on what the VA is doing, what they want. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. I didn't see that. Alexander Grace had a debate with an AI feminist. Hilarious. I'm gonna have to find that. It blew my mind. So it's a game changer. I just challenge everyone. I'm like, hey man, just give it a shot. Just take a month. It's $20. Just pick whichever one you want to try. You know, if you use Claude can't generate any pictures. Like you guys have probably noticed on some of my thumbnails, you can tell when I'm using ChatGPT to do a thumbnail here and there. The other channel that through the red pill lens, that's all I use. I had ChatGPT generate the thumbnails for all that. And the ebooks, all the ebook covers, ChatGPT generated those. You just kind of put in what you want. It makes you a picture. Change this, change that. Okay, make this picture similar to the other one you made. Put that in there. Boom, it comes right out. And once it understands what you want, that's what it gives you every time until you tell it otherwise. And this is definitely the wave of the future. There is a ton of opportunity, but how long will that window of opportunity be open? That's the question. No one really knows. It's kind of like the housing market or the stock market. Like you look at Bitcoin. I looked at Bitcoin earlier today. What was it? Like, was it 66, 64? No, I think it was 64. So you look at Bitcoin. Maybe it was 60. I can't remember where it was. But anyway, it's like, it ain't at 100,000 anymore. So you look at Bitcoin. Now the question becomes, where's the bottom? No one knows. Like, so where's the point where the gap with this new technology becomes so great that the average person just can't make it? Because that's what's going to happen. The average person is not going to be able to pull themselves up by the bootstraps here probably within 5 years. It's what Andrew Tate said, right? It's the have yachts and the have nots. And if you ain't got a boat, if that wasn't your boat that Brandon Carter was pointing at in that video, you know what team you on, bro. It's the have yachts and the have nots. And you're not going to be getting paid $175,000 to be scraping the barnacles off someone's yacht. You're going to make some money, but you ain't going to make that much money. And then the question becomes, where do you live? Like, we're getting to that point where this country is going to have to implement universal basic income. It's going to happen. Otherwise, Americans won't have any place to live. You're going to have to do something. Yeah, everyone's making fun of Mom Dami. I'm not a fan. I'm not trying to be a democratic socialist. But if the democratic socialists can figure out a way to make childcare universal, then guess what? People are going to start having more kids. If they can figure out a way to get affordable health care, and that's what the battle is right now, right? Because to Miss AKA Lady's point, there's a lot of things right now that Chat GPT can't do, right? Chat GPT, the computer can't actually perform an operation, but it can tell you what operation that needs to be performed, right? Lawyers are in trouble. Judges are in trouble. Like it's like a whole shift to the way we are accustomed to doing business. I mean, yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to come out and check out one of the shows, we we have a good time, y'all. We have fun. We have fun. And like I said, definitely gonna be doing something here in Tampa. Miami is definitely on the horizon. And probably Atlanta, maybe South Carolina, maybe Charlotte. But I'm looking at some places. Yeah, they got that out there too. I'm looking at some places to do some shows. I'm looking at some places to go, and I'm using ChatGPT to help me make up my mind. Like I'm looking at stuff like, okay, which location is most cost effective for what we're trying to do. ChatGPT can help you out with that. If I'm looking at doing a show, like I want to do a comedy show, and I'm looking at Cincinnati, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami. ChatGPT can help you with pricing on that. It can tell you like, well, you will probably be able to get the best price, and it'll start giving you what city, and it'll tell you why. Right? I mean, real talk. And if you really do a deep dive and you start naming comics that you want, it'll tell you like, yep, this is how much, this is the corporate rate for this comic, that comic. And it's surprisingly close. Yeah, I look at it like, yeah, that's how much dude charges. Surprisingly close. So it's scary, but at the same time, change is always scary. Yeah, man, we'll see that. We'll see Tupac and Mr. Rogers hanging out, man. That'll be funny. But I mean, there's people out here using AI to help them create music. My man Lost in Translation. This brother is one hell of a musician. He can sing and all that, but it's like AI helps him just anything he think of, he can just put it out there and do a song where it would take you, weeks or months to get a song, and you would need, production and you're gonna need other producers to help you do it, going to a studio, all this other kind of stuff. Now, man, you just need your computer, and you get to go, and you come out with bangers. Lost in Translation, man, he has some certified hits. I keep telling you, bro, you don't understand, man. Like you got hits. Wait till the world finds this. And the difference between him and just some Joe Blow out there somewhere is this man can really sing. Like, and this dude can really sing. And a lot of his songs, like you hear the gospel inspiration there, and like, bro, this dude, his stuff is gonna be in musicals. I can see it already. See it already. It's Lost in Translation. We're not gonna be able to play it today because of all the glitching and stuff like that. But the show we did earlier, I played 2 of his songs on there. Go back and listen. Fire stuff. So I'm gonna leave it there. Make sure you guys go and check out that EconoFin video. Watch any of them, but it was a video that came out 10 days ago, and it's talking about the Wall Street bet on housing and what's going on with that. It's a really good video. I'm gonna make sure I square this away. Brother Pitney and Brother Dino Dinosaur have already told me what to do. Appreciate y'all, brothers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this squared away so we can get back to letting you guys see these videos I'm talking about. And I'm gonna start downloading and playing it that way. And like I said, I'm gonna talk to the AI and see if AI gives another pointer or two in there. We gonna keep this going. Brother Donald J. DeMarco. Let me say, I just heard Tupac rap Itsy Bitsy Spider. It sounded real. Man, it's crazy what it can do, man. And next time we come back here, man, I want to share with you guys the first red pill cartoon I ever saw in my life. Of course, when I saw it, when I was in elementary school, was watching the Great Space Coaster. You young kids have no idea what I'm talking about. Google it, the Great Space Coaster. Some of y'all might know if you're a Family Guy fan because they spoofed it on the Family Guy. It was hilarious. But there was a cartoon that they highlighted on that show. I used to watch the Great Space Coaster every morning before I went to school. And there was a cartoon called The Dot and the Line. The Dot and the Line. That is the first red pill cartoon that I've ever seen. Probably the only red pill. And like I said, man, it just shows where everybody's talking about now, red pill, blue pill, or whatever. It just shows it right there. Right there. And I'm gonna highlight that. Next time I'm on here, guys, we're gonna show that. I'll probably get a copyright strike if I let you guys hear it, but I'll play the video in the background with it muted so you guys can see it, and I'll just be talking to you guys about it. And of course, we'll link it in there so you can watch it. It is Hilarious. That's the download. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, fam. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. And if I discover anything that may work just as good or better on with using AI, I will send that information to you, bro. I appreciate y'all keeping me squared away, man. I'm just an old school cat who's just trying to live in a new school world. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Cause you saved this. You saved this one. You 100% saved this one. Cause I was just gonna talk all the way through it. I was just gonna talk all the way through it. So that's all we have, man. Definitely gonna have to get an ad blocker. Definitely gonna have to do that, man. I appreciate you. Definitely gonna get an ad blocker. Like I said, this is the year I really want to. I want to go hard with this. I want to see how far we can push this platform and see what we can do. I'm seeing. We're getting positive feedback, man, and folks are watching. People are watching the YouTube shorts and they're coming over. I'm putting it out on Facebook, seeing what happens over there. I got a lot of work to do on Facebook. I've never been a fan of Facebook, but I'm like, I'm gonna use it. And then I'm gonna get back to X as well. I think X is just insane what's going on in there, bro. You want to talk about just a free for all. But if you're gonna do this, you got to hit X as well. So I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna continue working on the ebooks. People are telling me they want the ebooks to be longer, so no problem. I'm working on that now. I'm gonna make the ebooks longer, a little more in depth. I'm gonna start adding charts and graphs and stuff like that. And whenever I reference something, I'll put the source information in there. Yeah, I'm just gonna do all this, and of course, we're gonna do the in real life stuff. I definitely want to get one event done in Miami this year. One, even if it's just a small event, I want to get one event done in Miami. I definitely want to get one event done in Tampa, and then it's gonna be, like I said, it could be Charlotte, could be Atlanta. We'll do another city. It might be Dallas. I might shoot out to Dallas. So we're gonna see how far we can push this in 2026, and then 2027 we'll make a call. We'll see what we're gonna do. Either it'll just I'll keep doing it just for fun, or we'll step it up even more. We'll see. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got, guys. Make sure you go over there if you haven't done so already. Subscribe, man. Support Brandon Carter. I mean, he has over 1 million subscribers. The brother is a wealth of knowledge. Check out his streams. He's not red pill. I guess you can call him red pill adjacent. He knows all the red pillars. He knows all those guys. He runs in those circles, but his content is really all about business. And right now he's like with a heavy emphasis on AI, mastering AI. So check him out. And look down in the description, Econofin and Ashley Pickens. Check them out. Keep an eye on what's going on, especially Sister Ashley Pickens. This is the woman who actually auctions off the homes that have been foreclosed, seized by the banks. She runs the numbers, and people point to her. I'm like, she don't know what she's talking about. Man, you high. This is the lady who actually sits there like, okay, sold. You know what I mean? We got, 345,000. All right, going once, going sorry. Ah, no, 385,000 going once. You know what I mean? She's doing that. Right. And you're going to tell me she don't know what she's talking about? Okay. Okay. Yeah, bro, that might have to happen. That might have to happen. Yo, we might have to come out to Dallas, man. I like Dallas. And we had a good time when we were out there, man. I like Dallas. So that's it, guys. I'm out. Let's see if we can run the outro. Hopefully the outro will work. And I appreciate everything, guys. Thanks for rocking out with me. Even when I'm out here messing up, I'm screwing up. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I will get it right. I promise you. And I will see you guys soon. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And prepare yourself. The storm is here. We're just dealing with the outer bands, guys. The storm is here. Start looking at Chat GPT, man. Start looking at Claude. Start looking at AI. Learn it. Worst case scenario, it'll just be a side hustle, an extra stream of income. right? But best case scenario, it might save your career. All right. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Good night.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.